Welcome back to your next session. The purpose of this segment is simple. I want to introduce you to certain parameters on your camera and I want you to be able to change them at will. We won't worry about the implications or applications at this point in time. We will deal with that in more detail as we go along. The first thing that I want you to do is set the dial at the top of your camera to M, which stands for manual mode. You will find a handful of alphabets and icons on this dial. I'll tell you what they are eventually, but in the meantime, we must learn to make photos in the manual mode because that's what will give us total control of our camera. Now the LCD panel at the back of your camera is a useful tool to inspect different settings. Live view is the live preview of your subject that you can see on your LCD screen. Using the live preview compromises on grip and you could end up with blurry photos because your camera moved, however slightly, while your camera was still in the process of making a photo. So we use the viewfinder. Make sure that you have a firm grip on your camera body and on your lens. Left hand on the lens and right hand on the camera grip with the forefinger on the shutter release button. Okay, good. Now let's look at tracking wheels. Some cameras have two of these tracking wheels, others have just one. If your digital camera has just one tracking wheel, then the chances are that turning it simply changes the shutter speed. If you do not see any information on your LCD screen, then press the display or info button. If still nothing, then press down your shutter release button halfway. Your aperture value has the alphabet F written before a number. That's how you recognize it. To change the aperture value on a digital camera that has just the one tracking wheel, first look for the AV button. It's a half shaded square with a plus and a minus on it. Now turn the tracking wheel while keeping this AV button pressed and watch the aperture value change. If your camera has two tracking wheels, then the wheel at the back will change the aperture. Got it? Great. Next, look for the ISO button somewhere on the camera body or on the LCD screen and simply observe the range of ISO values that your camera offers you. Light metering. Please have a look at the light metering options that your camera offers you and set it to center weighted. Why not use any of the other options? Well, we won't discuss it right now. We simply set it to center weighted and forget about it till the end of this workflow. Let's look for white balance. This is nothing but the temperature of ambient light. Setting it incorrectly will lead your images to be more blue or more yellow than you'd like. At the moment, we set it to AWB or auto white balance. You will find these parameters on any digital camera that supports the manual mode. These could be DSLRs or micro four thirds or bridge cameras or maybe even certain point and shoot cameras. During our next video call, I will teach you how to set these parameters on your camera. You will also learn how to set the color tone of your images. That's enough for this session. Let's get going to the next as soon as possible.